Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
So film school or no film school, it's your choice. I'm going to start off by, walking you briefly through how I started. When I came to Canada, I decided to make a short film because I had the passion. I will play a brief clips of the short film I made, the first short film I made in Canada, and I think in my life. All right, so it's a very long video. Everything is on YouTube if you want to watch, but that's where I started from. And at the time I was doing this, I thought that I had the best movie in the world, and it's a feeling that all filmmakers get, right? A couple of months later, I made another one. I will just play the trailer for you. So this was the second one I made.
Would you say you are satisfied with your marriage, Mr. Snox? In so many ways, I think she enjoys frustrating me.
You are just incorrigible, Tom Snox.
Mr. Snox, would you say your husband is still in love with you?
No.
So? Maybe.
So that was the second one I made. After this, I started film school. When I got to film school, I was so eager to show my teachers these two movies that I'd made. But I was shocked because none of them wanted to see it. Like, they won't even see it. And I was like, why? Nobody gave me an answer, but now that I've graduated, I understand why they didn't give me an answer and why they don't want to see it, okay? Film school or no film school, it's your choice and yours alone. I will just say off the bat that you really do not need a film school to be a filmmaker. You don't need a film school to be a great filmmaker. You don't. I have met people who didn't go to film school, but who are making the best movies today. One of them is a mentor of mine, Ava DuVernay, and Ava made this movie that I will show you a trailer of. So the person who made this movie did not go to a film school.
Come on, Flip.
It's just us. You and us.
Who you in the bar with? I don't know names. I got lost.
Where did you see the lady?
One lady.
The female in charge that was severely beaten and raped. Every black man who was in the park last night is a suspect. I need all of them.
I want my son.
Your son was involved in rape in Central Park.
No. Wait a minute. Please.
I saw you rape the lady. I didn't see a lady or hit anyone. I didn't see anything, Kevin.
I want to see my son right now. Right now.
All right, so I'll come back to that later on, just to show you that you don't need a film school to make great movies. This movie, I think in 2018, was one of the top 3 movies that, was on Netflix. It ran for many months. One of the best movies ever made by a woman who never went to a film school. So you do not need a film school to be a great filmmaker. When I went to film school, during film school, we were made to make projects. This is one of the projects that I made.
Guy, relax. I will meet this deadline. Yeah, due to the coronavirus. I will write it. But the world is on lockdown now. Yeah. I dey write am now sef as I dey follow you talk. Yeah. 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes.
So the amazing thing about this film school project that I made was I acted in it. I was the one who shot it. I was the one who arranged the light. There was nobody in this house except me. So this is me doing everything.
And I'll send it to you.
All right, so because of time, I will pause there because I still have a couple of other videos to show you. So from when I started making film in Canada, up until when I started hearing about filmmaking in Canada, I noticed a couple of things. One, my attitude to filmmaking had changed. What I focused on while making films had changed. Things began to feel different for me, and why? I will explain that later on. Before I say that, I want to ask a quick question. How many of us think that Nigerian movies are the best movies in the world?
Generally, we all have our story to tell. That's the thing. Everybody, it depends on who's looking at it.
That's good. Any other person?
I think Nigerian movies are the best, though.
Okay.
I think the talent is there. They just need to.
They used to rate it so well, but now it's not like it used to be way back.
Okay, perfect. All fantastic answers. But today I'm going to take a different view. And because I'm having a different view does not mean my view is the correct one. Everybody, we all have our own opinion. But I just want to show you why I'm going to be taking a different view. Two things that film school has taught me is, one, for you to be a great filmmaker, you have to be a great film critic. And sadly, because of the culture that we come from, if somebody criticizes me, I see the person as an enemy. It should not be so. We cannot be great filmmakers if you do not subject yourself to criticism. If you do not show your work and allow people to tell you the truth about your work. And that's why I started from my first film ever made, which right now I consider a total nonsense. This is the worst film ever made compared to this that I made while I was still in film school. This has more maturity than this. This, I just pointed the camera and we started shooting. This, there was planning to it. This, there was no deep thinking to it. This, there was deep thinking to it. That's why every shot you see here is deliberate. Here, we got on set and we decided to point a camera somewhere based on what we felt would look good or based on what we felt may be good. This, I'd already planned what I was going to shoot even before I put on the camera. I already knew what the light of this environment would be like because I wanted to make it look like a night scene, right? But I needed people to be able to see what I was doing in the night scene. That's why you have a blue color, okay? This really is not, there's no story in there. The other one has story in it, but because there's no planning, it's the worst movie ever made by me. This one, there's no real story if you watch the movie, but because there was very good planning, it's better than the one that has a story. But someone mentioned just now that everybody has a story to tell, which is very true. But if there is no maturity in the way you're telling your story, even though you have a good story, it's going to be the worst movie or the worst movies ever made. I'm going to show you a couple of trailers now. Some Nigerian movies that have been made. Then I will tell you why I say that Nigerian movies, we've not even started yet at all. Because if we look at Africa, for example, I personally believe that South African movies are way ahead of us, and I will show you some trailers for you to see. Then we'll come back to my slide. So this is a trailer of a movie, Okonkwo the Storyteller, a Nigerian movie. Let's watch quickly. I will cut it in the middle, but you have an idea of where I'm going. And this was posted on YouTube in 2012.
Some legends are not meant to be forgotten. The future of our clan rests on the shoulders of one man. A peace offering to avert an impending war. The most esteemed men of Umofia converge in the name of our forefathers. Now, in my old age,
no sons of my peace. Those men of men know.
I am very close to joining my ancestors. The only thing that scares me is finding the reply I would give them.
Okay, let me stop there. So as a film school student, let's just say I'm an ordinary Nigerian viewer, for example, who has no film experience. I'm just watching the movie, and I watched this. I'm going to be very passionate about it, that these are Nigerians, made in Nigeria, shot by Nigerians. And because I'm passionate about it, I'm going to naturally want to support them. Oh, these guys are trying. Can't you see? And that's what a lot of us do. Oh, they are trying. Can't you see that they are trying? But now, as a film school student who has finished film school, this is totally awful. This shows that there was no real planning to it. This that we just watched, they could have planned it very well and they could have made it better than this. This is not the best product. This is good enough. But in filmmaking, if you do go to film school, based on what I've been taught, and like I said before, you cannot be a great filmmaker if you're not a great film critic. You must be comfortable with criticizing movies. You must not, because I'm saying this is a bad movie does not mean I don't like the people. It doesn't mean I don't understand what they went through to produce this. I'm only judging the product, not the people. As a filmmaker who has gone through the process of learning how to be a great filmmaker and knowing that you have to be a great film critic, I cannot view this passionately. I have to view the product. This product, you cannot compare it to the next Nigerian trailer that I want to show you now.
I comment back to Control Bush Education and traffic radio 96.1 FM from Cali, Rico, and Baba.
All right, I will stop now and I will criticize both movies for you now. Because like I said, you have to be a good film critic for you to be a great filmmaker. Because if you don't criticize movies, there is no way if I'm making my movie that I will want to improve on the movie that I've criticized. You understand? So if I make a movie now and you watch it, I expect you to criticize it. Because when you make your movie, then you will improve on what you have criticized. And then when I watch yours, I criticize it some more. Then I will make another movie that will be better than the one that you have made. That way, the film industry in Nigeria is going to improve. But if I make a movie and all of you say, oh, that movie is great, fantastic, it's the best. And then you make your movie too, oh, it's the best. The film industry in Nigeria will never improve. And that is why Nigeria is stuck film-wise today. And I will still try to convince you some more. Now, this first trailer that I showed you, there's a part in this movie where the soundtrack you hear, you can hear the person speaking. And this lady also, just listen. This part. The guy is talking, the song they're talking. Now, that is totally terrible, which you don't hear in Mokalik's soundtrack. You can hear the soundtrack, you can hear them talking, you don't hear the soundtrack, any voice. So when they start talking in the song, you don't hear any voice. So you can see the difference with the use of the soundtrack. In one, there's a soundtrack, the person is singing, we can hear the person singing, and then we can hear the actor talking. In Mokalik, we can hear the actors talking, you don't hear a soundtrack where the person is talking. When you hear a soundtrack where the singer is singing, you don't hear the actors talking. This shows that the person who made this movie is more mature than the other one. Now, is this the best? No, even though this is very good. This movie, when I watched it, I had a lot of problem with it. One of the problems was the actors. The actors are not good. The performance is just terrible. I know they may be popular actors, they may be people we know, but like I said, you must be a great film critic to be a great filmmaker. And for you to be a great film critic, you must watch a lot of movies, thousands of movies. You must watch movies every day. Just the way Nigerians pray. They go to church on Sunday and spend hours in church. That's why we're very religious. If you want to be a great filmmaker, you must watch a lot of movies. Not just Nigerian movies, movies from all over the world. Now, I want to show you some South African movies. This movie was posted 2009. It's called District 9. Shot in South Africa, Johannesburg.
Nobody comes back late at night anymore. They have more security. The government noticed that they were moving to new areas. That's when things started to get out of hand.
They don't belong here. They're spending so much money to keep them here when they should.
I pause it quickly just to say, please watch the actors.
They don't belong here. They're spending so much money to keep them here when they could be spending it on other things. At least they're keeping them separate from us.
A lot of bad things started to happen.
They must just go. I don't know where they go. And they must just go.
We're at the breaking point. People are living in fear.
Why don't you just leave? How do your weapons work?
I just want everyone watching this right now to learn from what has happened.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to play another one real quick and I will go back to my slide. Another South African movie.
Che Guevara once said that revolution is the greatest act of love. Love for one's people, love for one's country. We're more than just fighters. We're lovers. All we want is freedom. Freedom for children to learn. Freedom for men to work. For mothers to love. For a nation to grow. Still here complaining about how you're oppressed in your own land won't solve anything. It's time to fight back. It's time to educate yourselves, to discipline yourselves. I think it's time you did so.
Have you ever killed someone?
I am just one of many. Foot soldier. There will be many, many more to follow.
Okay, and the final South African movie before I go on. This is Namibian movie, sorry.
Wow.
My name is Kubahu. That means I come from the soil. Wiki. My ancestors lived off the land and the animals on it, until men came from far away and filled their minds with greed. I don't know what yet, but it's hiding something. No! And then everything changed.
Okay, so still trying to convince you. So, passion will not make you a great filmmaker. Passion will only get you cameras, will get you crew, will get you cast, will get you location. Passion will get you recording something, but it will not mean that you are a great filmmaker, because you are not yet a great filmmaker, one, like I said before, until you're a great film critic, one. Two, until you watch a lot of movies. Three, until your movies become acceptable all over the world. For example, you make a Yoruba movie and then somebody who doesn't understand Yoruba but lives in Hong Kong, has never been to Africa, watches your movie and they love it, an Hong Kong citizen or a Chinese person. Or somebody who lives in the remote part of India who has access to television suddenly stumbles on your movie, has no idea what you're saying, and watches it and understands exactly what you're passing across. Film school also will not make you a great filmmaker, because you can go to film school and still not understand everything that I'm talking about. What would then make you a great filmmaker? It is understanding how great movies are made. For you to be a great filmmaker, every time you shoot a movie, you must have a reference movie. You must have somebody that you are studying. You must have somebody whose style is the style that you love. And every movie you make, you pattern it according to that style. Nobody's making any new movie. There's no new movie ever made anymore. Nobody's making a new story. There's no new story. It doesn't matter if our stories are better than the Asian stories. or the Japanese story is better than the Namibian story. No, there is no new story. Every story, every movie you will ever make has been made somehow, somewhere by someone before. For example, I'm sure you have watched 1,001 movies where the husband wakes up in the morning, he greets his wife, he goes out, then he has a side chick. There are millions of movies like that. The wife comes home, she poisons the husband dies. Thousands of movies. There's no new story. Nobody's saying anything new. It has stopped. So if nobody's making a new story, as a great filmmaker, we should be telling old stories in better ways. So you are not doing anything new. I'm not doing anything new. That way, I must have a story. Somebody has done something and then pattern my own movie. Just the way the person has done it and then improve on it. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all.
Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you. So because there's no new story being made, how do you now become a great filmmaker? You must have somebody that you are understudying. Now, if you do not go to a film school, it's going to be difficult for you to know who to understudy. Because when you get on a film set of people who didn't go to film schools, the conversation they are having is different from when you get on a film set of people. Sorry if I'm looking this way, because this is where I see you guys. When you get on a film set of people who have been to film schools, the conversations are totally different. When you get to a film set of people who have been to a film school, if I were to mention, oh, what do you think about Rashomon? They understand what I'm talking about. They know that Rashomon is not a person, but that Rashomon is a movie that was made by Akira Kurosawa. They know. But if I get to a film set of people who didn't go to a film school and I say, hey, did you watch Akira Kurosawa's latest movie? They have no idea. And you know, we're in Canada now, right? So the movies that they talk about on the film sets in Canada is different from the movies they will be talking about on film sets in Nigeria. You must be watching movies from all over the world, not just movies about Nigeria or made in Nigeria by Nigerians. No, you must watch movies. You must watch any content that is beautiful. I'm talking about content. I want to show you a content here now. And the reason why I'm going to show you this content is because it was made somewhere in Asia, but you watch it, it's beautiful to look at. You love every frame that you see. Even though you don't speak the language they speak, you still relate to what they are showing. I'm going to be showing a lot of videos because this is the only way I can show you that. I can try to convince you if you want to go to a film school to do it, because everything I'm showing you now, I learned it from film school, not before.
時々考えるんだ。
私って何者？
できることなんてあるの？
私、期待外れなのかな？
普通じゃないのかな？このままでいいのかな？
全部無視できたらいいのに。
私、向いてる？もっと馴染んだ方がいいのかな？
こんじゃダメなの？
みんなに好かれなきゃ。
我慢しなきゃ。
気にしないふりしなきゃ。
今までずっとそうだった。それが当たり前だって思ってた。でもそんなことないかも。
ないね。ないでしょ。
ありえないって。
いつか誰もが
ありのままに生きられる
世界になるって。でもそんなの待ってられないよ。
So This was done for Nike. Now, one thing I want to say is this. Remember when I was talking about this movie and the Mokalik by Kunle Afolayo? If you watch Kunle Afolayo's movie closely, you will see shots in this movie that you also will see in this commercial. Now that brings me back to the point that I was saying, that if you're going to be a great filmmaker, if you're going to stand out, right, you need to have movies that you pattern your own movie after. So Kunle Afolayo and those who are like making noise or making name in Nigeria as, you know, very good in the theater and all of that stuff, watch their movies very carefully. They are not creating those shots. They are only copying those shots to tell their own story. And this is what I was saying before, that nobody is doing anything new. Everybody is patterning their own movies after certain movies. Just by following somebody who is doing exceptionally well. You don't even need to know the person. Just watch everything they put out there, that I can improve the quality of what I am doing. That alone, I mean, if I didn't get anything else from film school, that alone is amazing, which I'm sharing with everybody now. I would not be able to share it with you now if I didn't get it from somewhere. So when I wanted to make a short film, I had to watch this movie over and over again.
In the park last night is a suspect.
Because I needed a movie to pattern a short film that I was going to make after.
I need all of them.
What's going on with my son?
Now, this movie was shot with millions of dollars. I didn't have millions of dollars. I only had a couple of dollars. I had $2,000. With $2,000, but just watching this movie, I was able to shoot this short film. What is that? First car. You will notice, look at the way this shot is. It's closing. It's exactly the way this shot is, closed in. You don't really see anything in the back. That's why you don't see really anything in the back here as well. So this was a short film trailer that I was able to make while still in film school.
On record that this interview resumed at 15:50 Eastern Standard Time. Do you have anything to add before I relay the decision of the Crown?
So that's the trailer. The short film is available on YouTube if you want to watch. But what I'm trying to bring out from it is that if it were not for film school, I would not have been able to move from here to here. I will still be stuck making movies that look like here. So I shot the short film recently, and let me quickly bring that out for you. I won't show you everything. I'll just show you a clip because we're still in post-production. So I made this short film recently, I think about a month or so ago. It's still in post-production. Before we went here, I needed, like I told you, I needed a movie that would look exactly like what I want to do. So what did I do? I had to go into my archives of movies. I want to show you something real quick. Look at this actor's face and look at the way she looks like. And look at this actor. Do they look alike?
Yes, they do.
They look alike, even physically, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I wanted to make this, and I already seen this actor and we already started talking, I needed to go look for a movie that I can pattern this short film after. And that's how I arrived at this one.
Men are gonna come up.
And the shots were exactly the same.
Doesn't make them any smarter. You just let them blow by, and you go on ahead and do just what you feel like. Someday you're gonna be all alone.
So that's that one. This is this one. So what am I trying to say now is, just with this information that I was able to get from, and there are a lot of information I was able to get from film school, a lot of it. I have a lot of information that I work with. Just with this information that I'm sharing with you now, that if you want to be a great filmmaker, you must have a movie or a filmmaker that you're patterning your style after. It's going to increase the quality of your work. I was able to move from here to what I just showed you now. Just that alone. So if you want to be a great filmmaker, it is not passion, it is not just film school. It is the information, the knowledge you get and you apply So why I went to film school, number one, everything I've said so far, knowledge. One of the things that I also learned from film school is that if I'm working on a feature film now and I need to look for a producer, how do you get somebody or a production company who has done or who is interested in what you are doing, in the genre, in the kind of movies you're making? How do you get a production company? In film school, I was able to learn how to search for information. So I'm going to show you now. So simple, IMDb. You need to have an IMDb account. So this IMDb account is an account, a production company that I and a colleague set up. That is his name there. This is the IMDb account we use. So for example now, let's say I want to find out information about Parasite. Parasite is the best movie that was made in 2019, this movie.
Okay.
This best movie in 2019. Best picture, best director, best so many things. So this is Cannes Festival. For you to be able to get in Cannes Festival alone, forget it. It's a lot of work. So let's say I want to get information about Parasite. I type it in. That's it right there, 2019. So just by having an IMDb account, I'm able to have data about Parasite. If I want to know who is the director, just in the IMDb account, I have Bong Joon-ho. That's him right there. Now, if you don't have an account, there's some information that I have here that you can see now that you will not be able to see. For example, you will not be able to see contact. You won't even be able to get here. So if I want to send an email, if I have a work I'm working on that is exactly like what Bong Joon-ho, I want Bong Joon-ho to come and direct it, I can reach out to this production company. Their emails is here. The phone number to reach out is here. The address is here in Seoul, Korea. Now, all of this, when I started with my passion as a filmmaker, that first film I made, I didn't know all of this. But now I know. If I'm speaking the way I'm speaking, it's not that I'm better than many people. It's just what I know. So anybody who is doing exceptionally well in the film business, maybe better than you, maybe not better than you, but doing exceptionally well, it's just based on the two things I've told you now. Knowledge, what they know, and the fact that they're able to pattern their movies after certain movies. That is it. So Ekunle Afolayan, for example, he may be an exceptional filmmaker to some people, but to me, it's not, because I know what he knows. And I know that it's just time. Doing what I'm doing with time, I will definitely get to where he is. There's no way I won't get to it. There's no way. I don't even need to pray about it. I don't even need to hope that I'm lucky. No, it's just based on what I know. Now, for example, if I want to get more details about Parasite, let's say, how much did they use, for example, to make the movie? I know where to go to get that information. So I just come here and type in box office mojo. In box office mojo, you can get information about any movie in the world that you're looking for. So for example, here now, if I want to find out which movies are selling the most in Nigeria, just come here, go to Nigeria, click on Nigeria. Without being in Lagos, I can tell you how much what movie is selling in the theaters in Nigeria. So right now as we speak, they are watching Bloodshot. And this is how much they've made in March, between 18 to 22nd. 33,000, this movie. In the theaters in Nigeria. I don't need to travel there to go and find out. I don't need to call anybody. I just need to know this website. So let's say for Parasite, let's go down. For example, that movie that I was talking about, this one now. I need information about this movie. When they made the movie, they sold 53 million. Worldwide, internationally, they sold 205 million. Worldwide, totally, the movie made 258 million-ish. And I know they use 11 million as production costs. For your movie to be successful, you just need to double this. So if you use 100,000 naira, for example, to make a movie, for people to consider your movie as successful, you need to get back 200,000 and then profit. You are considered to be making profit after you've reached 200,000. So if they use 11 million to make this movie and they've earned or they've made back 258 million, this movie is very, very successful. Going back, why I went to film school, I wanted knowledge. I wanted to subject myself to ridicule. Remember I said, for you to be a great filmmaker, you must be a great film critic. Don't be afraid of people criticizing your movie. Don't feel bad. Be happy when people criticize your movie and say your movie is terrible. That's when you should be the happiest. So if you make, I know Tampan does a lot of skit, for example. If you make a skit, you put it on YouTube, you say people should watch. When you see all those comments and people say, this is great, I love it, be very, very sad. You know why? You're not going to improve. You are going to keep doing the same standard, the same quality. That's the same thing you'll be doing. Just those comments alone telling you, this you are fantastic. The only time you should be joyful is if one of the top 5 film festivals says your movie is the best. For example, Sundance. You do a skit, you put it in for Sundance Film Festival, and Sundance says you have been nominated. My brother, go and kill 10 cows, block the whole street. Those ones will tell you the truth. But on the YouTube and everybody saying you are doing, no, you will keep doing the same level of work, and you will do it for many years. And then you will keep struggling for recognition. But if you subject your work to ridicule, give it to people, let them criticize you, that is how in the film business, that's how you improve. That's why I went to film school. Also, I needed a relationship. I needed to surround myself with a network of people who are in the film business, because then we'll be speaking the same film language, because film has its own language. But don't forget what I said, that you went to a film school will not make you a great filmmaker. Would I urge you to go to a film school? 100% yes. The only downside to it is the money you have to pay. Is it worth it? If you're a very, very serious person who is passionate about where he or she is going, it's worth it 100%. But like I said in the beginning, it's your choice. Why would I urge you? Because 1, you have to watch great movies to be a great filmmaker. I watch movies all the time. When I started film school, the first class, film critique, when you get into that class, first thing the teacher will ask you, everybody in the class were about, let's say, at the most we're 15. 4 hours class, film critique. We will ask you, what film did you watch this week? Everybody has to say the film they watched and give a brief summary. So now it's part of me that I cannot just sit down and not watch a movie. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm watching Crown. Once I'm done with Crown, I already have lined up movies I'm going to watch after Crown. Why would I urge you to go to a film school? You have to study great filmmakers to be a great filmmaker. I'm going to round up now. If there's questions, we'll take questions by showing you a movie by a great filmmaker, which I would urge you to watch in your own, if you're free. I'll show you 2 actually. This one is one of my best go-to movies ever made, The Grand Budapest Hotel. So if you have opportunity to watch it, watch it.
Why do you want to be a lobby boy?
Who wouldn't? At the Grand Budapest, sir.
And so my life began. Junior lobby boy in training under the strict command of Monsieur Gustave H. Many of the hotel's most valued and distinguished guests came for him.
I love you.
I love you. She was dynamite in the sack, by the way.
She was 84.
Not had older. This was also when I met Agatha. She's charming. She's so charming.
Is he flirting with you?
Yes.
I approve of this union. I became his pupil, and he was to be my counselor and guardian.
Because of time, I will just stop there. But if you have the chance to watch it. For me personally, it's one of the best movies that is my go-to movie. Like, why I love this movie, the production design. Apart from that, the DOP's choice of shots, the whip pan, the lines of symmetry you see in every shot. Like, for example, line of symmetry are these lines that direct that your eyes focus on. In this shot, for example, every clip's line of symmetry, everything, it's line of symmetry like that. It's, to me, the most perfect movie ever made. But a great filmmaker's movie, which was shot, is The Bicycle Thief. You need to watch it. It's amazing. the movie that I just showed you that I said is the best movie ever made, all of those great filmmakers learned from this great filmmaker. You will see lines of symmetry, you will see everything that you see in that other one, you will see here as well. So if you do get the chance, watch it. It's called The Bicycle Thief. I think it's free on YouTube. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. If you have any questions.